Alright, hello there. So, here is my Magic the Gathering collection. First of all, this is my suitcase full of commons. These are basically all the cards that I got from draft tournaments whenever I usually went to Friday Night Magic. And, well, as you can see, they're all commons and uncommons. I think the last set that I had was from the either original Ravnica or Ice Age. Around that time, so they're not the top newest stuff, but they include commons, uncommons, and, well, mana cards, land cards, and all that stuff. So, yeah. More importantly, this is my rare binder. And, as I said, these cards are old. So, like, Purus and Mirrored, these are my artifacts. As you can no doubt tell, they're not, like, top of the shelf rarest cards, but they were rare cards that I got from draft tournaments as well. And I don't know how much they're, well, there are some that I traded for, but generally I got them from draft tournaments, and as you can probably tell, I don't know their exact value. I could go out and look them all up individually, but I really don't want to do that. So, like, there's one that I traded for 7th edition, just because. And by the way, some of these cards I have multiples of. For example, if I'm not mistaken, I have like 2 copies of Soul Foundry, and so on and so forth. Here are all my Plains cards, my white cards. Sorry, let me move this so that it's a little bit less shiny. There we go. Whenever I played Magic, I was a very big collector of dragons, so if you notice that, like, whenever I opened the book, and there are dragons on the front, that is why. And you will see whenever I get to the red section. So, like, yeah. There are, like, a whole bunch from the Kamigawa cycle, from the Mirrodin cycle. I generally was active during those times. The earliest I played, I think, was Onslaught, if I'm not mistaken. But, like, yeah. I had fun during those times playing them. And, like, yeah. Here are my blue cards, which, well, generally putting in commentary is not necessarily in particular. I'm sure that the visuals speak more than words do. And you're free to pause the video if you, like, want to check any particular card that's on here. And, yeah. To be fair, I got these when I was in high school for the most part. Generally stopped around college times because A, there was no place to go, and B, I liked the Unglued series and the Unhinged series that came later. But anyway, I generally stopped to go whenever I went in college because A, it cost a lot of money, and B, there wasn't really any place around me that we could play. It's like, yeah, I was kind of a fan of Black back then, including, like, Pierce Phage. I didn't know the whole concept of tactability. I just graphed whatever I thought was cool, whether I liked the art or whether I liked how it sounded. I'm not the smartest deck builder or anything, not the smartest draft player. I can do decently. I understand how it works, but if you stick me in a tournament, I'll probably lose in rounds 1 to maybe 4 if I'm lucky. To be fair, whenever I was drafting, I really like this card just because of the sheer absurdity. Anyway, whenever I was drafting, I usually would place like 3 wins and 2 losses. But that was years and years and years ago, so I don't know. Give me a constructed deck, I'll figure out how it works. But, So yeah. Oh, and now we get to the part of I fucking love dragons. We're in the red section. The entire first page is dragon cards. Red was fun to play. Usually I would I would just pick whatever color I felt like. Usually would go with the rare that I would have. By the way, when I went to draft tournaments, we had something which was, if you draft, that we would have a rare draft after the tournament was over, so what you played with wasn't necessarily what you wanted to home with, but yeah. I particularly had fun during the Kamigawa cycle. Ravnica was also pretty cool. By the way, I think this is one of the few Planeswalkers I have. I did try to get into a tournament after I got out of college, went back to work. I went to 1 or 2, but generally never had time because work. I mean, you can't really go to a Friday night draft if you work Friday nights. But yeah, it's a part of my childhood that, quite frankly, if somebody wants to put to better use, I had fun with these ones, especially this one. It has sex monkeys in the background. Can you blame me? God, I'm immature. Can't help myself. Yeah. Drafts were a fun distraction when I was a kid. Alright, so now we're finally getting to the multicolored cards, which are these. I separated them because, hey, they didn't fit into any other category, so these includes both multi-land and half-and-half cards, which were introduced with Ravnica. And I'm sorry if the video gets a little blurry at points. I'm trying to do the best I can. But, yeah. That being said, there are 2 other sections right after this one, which we should be getting through momentarily. Actually, it makes that 3 sections. See, I forgot about the next one. Next one was special cards that I got from the player rewards, including tokens. I had fun with those. I really like the fact that I have a squirrel token. And it includes textless cards. I really like the art of this one. It's Fireball. We all know what it does. But, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that these, like, Wrath of God, Terror, I don't think you can get these anymore. I think they're, like, they did one printing of them and they're gone. I also have, like, hollow foil cards that are, like, maybe not particularly rare per se, but they were unique in the pack, so hey. Here are my lands. This is my second to last section. Oh god, I forgot that I actually separated out some of my hollow foils. Yeah, I forgot that I put these ones here. So, like, these are holographic ones, which, like, it's like finding a shiny Pokemon. You really have to put it aside. And now we finally get to the last section. My equipment. By the way, these three, yes, I know I have 2 sets of them. These ones are cards that I got from the pre-releases. Like, when I went to the pre-release tournaments, I was particularly happy about that. But, yeah. God, I remember when equipment was first a thing. It came out in Mirrodin, and everyone went kind of gaga over it. It's cool that it, like, continued on, but maybe not with the same impact as before. But yeah, right, those are multi-sided cards. And those are my last 2. I think that these ones were... Oh yeah, these were my Conspiracy cards that, like, 2 times I played Conspiracy. That's about it. I hope this video was enlightening, and, well, I hope you got everything out of it that you needed.